Good morning. I am Andy, and I am your drunk little geeklet in PJs, here to give you some con tips for convention goers and, that. Nerds. Yeah, you. So, so I've been going to conventions forever. Well, since 2004, which is close enough. And in the past forever, I have learned a few rules, especially now that I'm 23, and I can now legally be charged with statutory rape, which is bad. There's a few simple things you need to follow. For starters, card everybody. If you're giving them drinks, or if you're hitting on them, or anything, card everybody. Especially at anime conventions, because everybody there is like 12. Well, that could be an exaggeration. They're more like 16. Anyway, I've been regularly attending conventions for a while, and I can guarantee that half the people you talk to are underage. I am speaking as one of those formerly underage people. I absolutely talked a big game, and people would give me drinks because they thought I was older, which was awesome. At the same time, it was wrong. So, don't do it. Second, if you're gonna be awesome and have a room party, you gotta plan for this shit. See, the best room party I ever threw, I don't even remember half of it. It was that awesome. We had very little planning. All we knew was that we were going to be taking like 20 or 30 people from a booze panel that I was teaching, because I work in alcohol and I know this stuff. We were going to take 20 or 30 people from this booze panel I was teaching, move them up to my hotel room for a party. Now, keys to a successful room party are booze. Make sure you have enough for everybody, because at conventions, it's not like throwing a party at your house. Nobody brings extra stuff. So be sure to set aside like a $400 budget for booze alone, if you want it to be like epic. I'm not saying that you have to, I'm just saying that it's much more impressive when you can fill your entire bathtub with booze and it looks awesome. Next step. Booze can only do so much. You gotta come up with something that'll help break the ice. So what I did, and this was a smart one, what I did was I got the Super Mario Brothers live action movie, and we made a drinking game. The drinking game was simple. Only one rule, so you'd remember the rule every time, even when you were shit-faced. Every time the movie sucks, you take a drink. It was brilliant. People laughed about it. People drank together. They just started talking to each other. It was awesome. It's definitely one of those things that if you're throwing a room party, do a gag like that, and people will loosen right the hell up. They'll just start chit-chatting and na-na-na-na. Other cool things you can do: make a drink in an ice bucket and challenge somebody to drink that. My own Lord King Drunk managed to surpass that greatly. I salute you, sir. But yeah, so definitely do that, because that's awesome. Don't be afraid to try new things and meet new people. I had, prior to 2 or 3 years ago, I had never LARPed before, and that's live action role playing for all you sober Sallys. I had never LARPed before, so a couple of years ago, at the very first intervention convention I went to, I tried the zombie LARP, and it was awesome, because the rules were simplified. You didn't have to worry about character sheets or anything stupid like that. You were just either a survivor or a zombie, and they made it really simple. It was just all based on rock, paper, scissors. So, I had a blast playing that game, and I met some really cool people. I had so much fun that I went back a second year just so I could play that game. Intervention is now my con. I love that con. They're my family. If I had mafia connections, I'd do a little something for them, whatever. I will be going back to intervention again this year, not only for that zombie party, or zombie thing, I'm also going to be hopefully running my alcohol panel for the second year in a row. Because I work in alcohol and I'm cool and I'm allowed to do that. So pro tips. Drinking at conventions is okay. Bad tip. Don't get shit-faced. Get drunk, don't get shit-faced. Know your limits. That's probably the better way to put that. Know your limits. Because if you don't, you could get kicked out and that sucks. That being said, we're going to take a real quick field trip so I can show you guys my awesome collection of bottles that I use at conventions. Now, these are ordinary sake bottles that I found prior to last year's Dragon Con. And for one thing, the sake tasted amazing anyway. For a second thing, these bottles are perfect. Because, if you look, it's a minor potion bottle. So, get bottles like this. Get a lot of bottles, because A, they're fucking awesome looking. B, the sake is still delicious. C, they're going to be useful. You can use those suckers like water bottles. I mean, it helps to find corks that fit them to kind of complete the effect, but that's really not that hard. Thirdly, aside from what you drink from those, carry like a little flask of something extra. That'll really help the convention process. And remember, don't forget to card people, because those fucking kids, they will find you. They will find you and they will sense alcohol. I don't know how they do it, but you really don't want to be caught with that. That's pretty terrible. Yeah. So in the meantime, have fun, party hard, cosplay if you feel like it. I'll have some cosplay tips for everybody next time. But in the meantime, this has been your drunk Geeklet and PJs. Ciao. And cheers.